I'm on.
wireless connection, and it keeps booting us off.
I'm on.
I've gotten on twice. So Katie just got her phone, so we're going to try her phone. Yeah.
You got it?
No,
All right.
We've gotten on twice.
Good morning, everybody. Just bear with us. We were having some technical difficulties.
Kelly, I'll call you if we need some help. Bye.
And you can hear us and go, and then I think. Hang with us.
Your little thumb thing on the back is let me get tight enough.
Oh, that's right there.
Okay, it's good. Oh, it did just
There we go.
disappear.
Hopefully we're still live.
Okay.
Yep, we're still on.
You're still on?
Yeah, we're
All right.
Okay, we're good.
Don't
All
read
right.
any of my texts that come in, okay?
We're gonna broadcast all of your texts, Katie.
Good morning. Sorry about that. For some reason, our internet was a little weak this morning, so we had to make some adjustments, and I think we got it going, and hopefully it won't boot us off again. So this morning we are here with Peggy, and Peggy's here, and she was just explaining it to me, so it's very interesting, her thought process when she starts to put together a layout. And so this is Peggy, and she's going to share with us her process, and we're going to talk about 3 different ways. It was very interesting. 3 different ways how she gets started. But before we do that, Peggy, we're going to walk over
new product
to look at all the new product that just came in. And I actually missed a day yesterday, and boy, a lot of new products. So I'm excited. Do you want to start out with? Let's start out with what Kelly did a couple days ago.
All right. Oh, the Halloween ones. Yes.
Yes.
So we're using the American Crafts. Is this the Paige Evans?
Paige Evans, I believe.
I believe it is too. Her stamps, and I mean, look at all the stamps you get in here. Cute, cute, cute. $5.99 for this set. So you can do so many different things, and this
Kelly
is what Kelly
shared
has done.
her ideas with this, and this is my favorite.
I love this.
Love this.
I love this. That little grid with just the little skeleton.
And that was using the Paige Evans that color block paper.
Oh yes.
She cut apart.
And then just a little white tag.
And these are all the little stamps in that little package.
Just little collage.
And we were talking about that it would be a good little fun package for kids.
Do a little bit of watercolor with it there.
Yes.
It's so fun.
Okay, but don't have any sound. Debbie doesn't.
Okay. No sound.
Okay.
We're still working on it. Hopefully we get sound for people. Sound is good. The sound is okay.
Okay.
Right.
It's fine on this end, so we're good.
Alrighty. So we're going to keep showing these cards and tags that Kelly made using the Paige Evans stamp set from American Crafts. This is really cute. I love how she distressed the edges and tore them a little bit.
That's my.
I love this
that.
and inked it. I think that is just so cute.
I don't know why, but that reminds me of pirates, and I don't know why.
It's the black and white stripe. And then just again, simple little tag. One of the leftovers from the color block card that we showed first, that she just used the tiny attacher and put them on the tag.
And she actually embossed this with silver embossing
How cute is that?
powder. Yes.
Cute. I mean, and you could, put a sentiment up here. You can put it on a layout and use it for journaling. Adorable. And I love how she used all the different colors on here just to create that collage on there. So cute. And then look at all the spider webs.
Love that. So those were all made using
just this one stamp.
Which are so easy to use.
$5.99.
And they did stamp up nicely. $5.99. And you also get a trick or treat and a happy Halloween.
Yeah.
So
Lots and lots.
if you
very
missed
cute.
that video, it was just a couple days ago from Kelly.
Okay, and then now it looks like the glue press. Is this something back in stock with the
Yes,
with the refill bottle?
the refill bottle that you can get that you can add more glue or different kind of glue. They are back in stock, and then also if you're looking for a box to put them in, put your glue press in to travel with, we do have the 6x6 art bins,
and this is just the perfect size.
perfect.
It
Yes.
fits in there so well, so nicely.
Hi, Marlis.
Okay. All right, let's go to the Stampers Anonymous, Tim
Oh,
Holtz.
my, yes, let's do.
I know Teresa came on with video yesterday afternoon. With these, we just got them in, and they are available. So we'll start here with this first one. It's called Whatnots.
And this is
I think.
exactly like the Halloween one,
Yep, the Holiday Whatnots.
but it's for Christmas. Okay, and that is how much?
$24.99 for this.
$24.99.
So cute. And then we have Home for Christmas. And I don't know if you've watched Tim's video on this, but he just raved about that little card. My favorite are the ornaments. I love those. But he talked about the car, how you can, even if you stamp it, you can maybe mask off the tree and put other things on top of the car, like a gift or, verbiage or anything like that. Very, very cute.
That is darling. And the name of that is?
This is called Home for Christmas.
Home for Christmas.
$24.99.
$24.99.
Yep. And the next set is called Forest Floor 2. And this is just oversized greenery,
Yes.
which
and
I
the
think is
pine
just
cone
great for, using on backgrounds. I think it's wonderful.
And the slice of wood.
Yes, the slice of wood
This
is
is
great.
this is one of my personal favorites. I've got to get that slice of wood.
And again,
Like that.
$24.99.
Okay.
So great oversized pieces there. The Santa Claus, this might have to come home with me because I'm a Santa Claus collector. This is called Santa's Visit. And not only, is there the Santa Claus there, but at the top where it says postcard, my husband's a retired mail carrier. So, this is like
Perfect.
kind of perfect for my house.
And you can make up your own postcards
Yes.
and put that on there, and it would look really realistic. And look
Yep.
at the little tree. I love little trees like that
and the
aren't
little
real
presents
full.
that you can put underneath it. And
Yes.
it's so cute. So
And
cute.
that one is called,
This is called Santa Visit.
okay, and
$24.99. And I love the little note from Santa there,
And
too.
is that a calendar? Oh, is that a
It's a
like a
calendar.
little handwritten note?
A little handwritten note from Santa
Aw.
Claus.
We'll leave North Pole tonight. Arrive at your house Christmas Eve. Wouldn't that be fun?
To put on the postcard.
Yes,
that you
and
create.
send
Yep.
it out
Oh,
to your
that's-
grandkids, to
Look
your
at the
kids.
whatnots. Let's see. Oh, the
The
snowman.
snowman, that's my favorite.
One more. We have this one yet.
This is the one that I want.
Yes, this is Maggie's. This is Mr. Frosty.
Winter wishes,
Yeah.
Christmas magic. In the meadow, we can build a snowman. I like him right there. But look at that tree branch.
I just think with the tree branch and the snowflakes, and it just feels wintry, so wintry, and you can just feel the wind blow, I
Yes.
think, with it.
Mr. Frosty, $24.99.
$29.99.
$29.99. I'm sorry.
for Mr. Frosty.
So he is a little more
Yep.
expensive. Okay.
But, oh, so
The
cute.
snowflakes are worth it.
They are. They are. And now we have the stencils. So the first stencil, I really like this one too. Again, it's a Christmas tree. It's called Modern Tree.
Very contemporary.
Yep.
And
I
these
like-
are the big ones.
Yep.
And how much are they?
They aren't priced. I'm
Okay.
not sure. So Modern Tree. And then we have just a kind of a background one called Tiny Holly, which I really like. And this one is my favorite. I actually bought this one yesterday. Sparkle Fade. And this can be used on more than just, winter or Christmas too.
I was looking at that,
just
and
really
I
like it.
use a fade one a lot that resembles this,
Mm-hmm.
but this is made to resemble like little sparkly stars.
I think
So it's a great
cute.
background.
So cute. And then you can get it in the smaller sizes. So you can get the set in the smaller size. So just the mini stencil. And this is set 62 if you're looking for it online. So mini stencil set 62, and it's the three holiday stencils just in a smaller size.
Yes, and it's kind of nice for tags if you're making tags.
Yep. Okay, we've got all that. Now,
Okay.
we kind of hit the mother lode with IO.
Look at
dyes,
this before we
yes,
even
before
start bringing them
There's
out.
quite a few here. So we are going to start here. And I think with IO, I think we have to remember that they soon will be no more. So if you see it, get it now, because we can't promise that we'll get any more. So we'll start.
We're trying, though.
Yeah, we're trying. We're doing our best. So
And there
cowboy
goes
boot, how
Katie
cute
with
is
the
that?
birthday box.
Yep.
Yay, we're going to show that in just
Yep.
a little bit.
So the boot, and then we have, this is called Cross Set. I really like that too. That's a nice one.
A lot of people are always looking for dyes.
Speech
like that.
bubbles. I think this is just very versatile. I think this would be a real fun one too. As we look into winter, we have, this is called Dye 306Y. So even though it's deer, it doesn't really say that, but Dye 306Y.
Oh, I love those deer.
Okay. You love deer.
I love deer. I love
Yes.
cutting deer. Okay, Sherry says that tree, go back to the big
modern tree?
Yes, it looks like a slice of pepperoni pizza.
You
With
could
a
do
star
that.
on the
Yeah,
end.
yeah. Take off this, and look, that's how versatile
Oh my
stencils
gosh.
can be. You know, if you look at them in different ways, different perspectives, you can create just about
How
anything
fun.
with a stencil. I love that idea, Sherry. Good job. Look at these witches. These are so cute. 6 witches.
Nice.
How
you know,
cute is that?
Can you imagine taking those and putting them in front of moons as little silhouettes? I love that.
Or creating a border across the bottom of a
Yes.
page. How cute would that be? That's a
Oh,
fun
these
one.
are
I
all so
love that one.
cute.
Okay, and then we have a little umbrella, $4.99 for that one, and then Good Luck, $4.99 for that one as well. And then we have Hello.
Hello is so versatile for making
It
cards.
is, you know, and I'm actually working on a couple layouts at home, and I'm using the word hello as a title for, I mean, you can do it for season like hello fall, hello winter,
Yeah.
hello spring, that sort of thing. So just because it says
Okay.
hello doesn't mean you can't
There
use
was
it
a
in different ways.
question about the glue
The glue
press
press?
bottle.
Okay.
I didn't see it. I don't see the question, but this glue press bottle is the right size to go into your glue press. It's empty. It comes with 2 tips.
Yep.
You can fill it. I guess I did see a question about super glue. I don't know. I don't mess with super glue. I've had glued
yeah.
fingers before, so
Yeah.
that question, I don't know. Super glue comes in such a tiny, tiny tube that I don't know whether it'd be worth your time to try to
Yeah.
push it in there unless you can buy it in big quantities.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
I would stay with the craft glue.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just to be on the safe
it
side.
might just close the whole bottle
Yeah.
shut.
Well, Maggie, this is one that reminds me of you.
I bought
Little
that.
chicken. Did you get it?
I did. I saw it. I was putting things out and I saw that and I'm going, okay. Nobody told me about this chicken.
This is so cute. So cute. And then we have the sweater. It is sweater weather time. Well, it's supposed to be, but it's supposed to be in the 80s here today. So, but close.
No one has
Like
been
that
able
one?
to wear their sweaters and sweatshirts
No,
yet.
I know it. The flowers, Mother's Day flowers. I think this is a nice little assortment, nice sizes with the leaves. I think is
yes.
great. Looking towards spring again. I mean, we haven't hit winter yet, but little rabbits. So cute.
Kay got the chicken too.
What?
Kay got the chicken.
Kay got
She's
the
a
chicken too.
girl.
Yep. Well, how can you resist? And here, this has been one of our most popular IO dyes, and it's the set of cardinals. And those are $7.99. And then we have hearts, and what I really like about these hearts is the stitching on it,
Oh yeah, like little
the
crosswork.
texture.
Yeah,
Yeah, I really like that. And they're all different. So one is solid, one's got the little cross work, one's got a little bow, one looks like wood. I think
Trying
that's
to
really
get
cute, that
A
texture.
little. Okay, very
$11.99
cute.
for
Boy, that's
this
a
one.
cute one.
I like that one a lot. And then if you're looking to do your fall pages, we have this one. It's just called Die 201K, but it is the rake and leaves. How cute is that?
Tiny little leaves.
I really like that one.
Very
That's a good
cute.
one.
Wouldn't that be fun to stick them all in the rake and use it for a
Falling
layout
down? Oh, I
of
think,
your
yeah.
raking leaves
Yeah,
with your
jumping
kids?
in a pile. Band-Aid. If you have kids, you know all about need for Band-Aids. And then this is a hospital shirt here. It's called Scrub Top.
And then case drum.
Okay. Then we have the quilt blocks, and a while back Val did a bunch of cards using the quilt blocks. So this has been a pretty popular one for us too. And that's $14.99 for that set. And then we have the large postage stamps.
Those are fun. I saw a make on Facebook that's what they did is they just took those 4 and put them in a row on a card
The
and then
two are
put things inside.
The two are together,
Yeah.
and these two are separate ones. So two are
Love
together,
that.
two are separate. And then the evergreen trees, the tree line. This is a nice one, $15.99 for that one. And really, this time of year, when you're sitting around the bonfire, can you resist the s'mores?
I love
Cute,
the
cute, cute.
the little stick and the big giant s'more, but
You would love the
It's
stick,
so
yes.
cute, yes.
And then we have the pine pear. I really like this one because these are great pieces for layering,
yes.
I think. And then we have a couple of tags. This is called Everyday Tags 2. And it has some stitching lines on it too, and some
it
texture
does.
with
Some
it.
little cross hatching on there.
Yeah.
Nice.
So that's kind of nice. And then we have the mask set. So if you're still doing anything to do with healthcare or hospital or even, looking at COVID, there we go. There's that one. And then looking back at our coffee week, look at that. We've got the coffee cup. $5.99 for that one. That one's really cute. That one is die 196D. I don't know why some of them have names and some of them don't.
Excuse me.
This is called
Penny.
Happy Holidays.
Penny.
Happy Holidays on that one. And this is called Buckle. If you do any Santa Clauses, he might need a buckle on that belt.
Yes. Or a cowboy.
Yep, cowboy. Fun. This one is called Pin Cushion. So for all you sewers or even gardeners, because we're looking like, it's a pin cushion. It looks like a tomato, strawberry, some flowers in there. That's really nice.
So you could use it for both.
Yep. And then we have the Dainty Clover. And I like that it has the stitching on it as well.
I love that. It's almost like they've added some little
I know.
extra
I just
texture.
think it's great. And then if you're, still doing some summer pages, there's a fudge sickle for you. What's this one called? Popsicle is what it's called. You can make that into a bomb pop for 4th of July.
Using the
cute,
right
cute,
colors,
cute.
can't
Yeah.
you?
Very cute. This is buttons, 3/8 inch buttons.
Little.
Yeah.
That's just a little under a half an inch each.
You get
so
20 of them.
You could
There's
make
20.
up lots of fun buttons.
20 of them. So we have Happy Easter. I know we're not going in any sense of order here. I'm just pulling. I'm thinking I like this one too. Look at the Santa sleigh and the reindeer.
Oh, so cute.
You see him flying over the moon too?
I could put that in front of a moon also.
Yep. There it is. $12.99 for that. I really like that one. Here's a nice set too for fall.
This is just one that you just need for fall.
Yeah, I think
It's
so
got
too.
the little stitch marks, it's got the little veins, and it
Yeah.
even has an acorn.
Yep. Okay. And I like this one. This is just kind of a wispy little.
Finial? Do they
Is
call
that what
those
it's
finials?
called? Okay.
Those are nice to add to pages.
Yeah, this is a nice
could see
layering
you
piece
using
too.
that
Yeah,
to
that's
layer.
a nice layering piece. Then for you gardeners out here, we've got the carrot, beet, and radish. It's really nice.
Very cute.
And if you need help seeing, them like I do. Wear your
I
glasses.
love these. I think this
I do
would be
too. I
fun to
think it's
put
fun.
on photos.
Or if you have a referee in your family or an umpire, you might need it.
There you go.
Okay. Dolphins.
All different sizes.
Yes. How cute is that? Then we have Merry Christmas. We'll do some words here. Merry Christmas. And we have love. I like that one.
Oh, very cute.
I like that arrow with
Valentine's
it.
Day.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Or a prom
Yep.
page.
Get well. Smile. And thanks.
That's a. Can you turn that one around so we can see the size?
Yeah.
That's a nice one too.
It is.
Pre-cut a bunch of these with the toilet paper roll.
Oh, yeah.
So then you
Have
can
'em
make
ready
up
for-
some cards and then just put that
Yep.
on the front.
Yep.
Oh, very cute.
And again, just a Santa. That'd be the cute on the front of a card, I think. We're talking birthday. We've got the birthday hat here. And then we have birthday balloons too. I think those would work really well together on
Yes.
a project, I think. And then if you are a pet owner, there you go. If you're adopting a shelter pet, have all the different puppies on there. And then you got to feed the dog too. So bones and water
I
bowl.
do like that, the bones in the water
Yep.
bowl. And the bones could be used for Halloween.
Yes, they could. Oh, easily. Good idea.
Or a get well card. You could break them.
The sun. Layered sun. And then we have scissors. Those are nice too.
A lot of these are just classics that you
Yes.
need to have in your arsenal to make a quick.
Card layout. I mean, I can
Yes.
see so many of these like on a journal box too, you know, on
Yeah.
a layout. So the bunnies and the hearts. This is called layered heart trio. So you can make the hearts. You cut each of the pieces, and one of those pieces will go on the side of the heart, so you can make them two different colors. Which will be nice
Love that.
for Christmas baking. And this is a good one for that. To go beside your title or on the front of a card to invite people to come over and bake with you for Christmas.
My husband is home making cookies
Is
as we
he?
speak. Yes,
Wow. You've trained him well, Maggie.
he knows sometimes that's the only way he gets one.
And the evergreen trees, these are a little bit smaller, but they're a nice size, I think, for
Yes.
projects. And then look at this.
Wow, a little fancy,
Isn't that?
fancy deer.
Can you see that one cut like in a gold paper with a sentiment on it?
Yes, very
Oh, so
cool.
pretty. I really like that one a lot. And then our last one are the frames. And this one's $25.99. But you
Got a
get
lot of
one,
edges,
two,
different
three,
edges.
Four different frames. Yeah, so pretty. I love those. Those are nice.
Okay, one last thing.
One last thing, and this is kind of an exciting thing.
It is. We've been all oohing and
we
ahhing
have
over
been.
these this morning.
So Janine from 49 and Market. What is her birthday? We celebrate
It's her
birth-
49th birthday.
Her 49th birthday. So
Yes.
49 and Market, 49th birthday. Surprise boxes, mystery boxes. Every box is different. The boxes, I think they said over $200 worth of retail
Yes.
product and $49.99.
Okay,
And they
before
are
we
going
open
fast.
it, which we're going to open one
Yes.
for you, they want to know the sizes of those frames.
Oh, okay. Let's get a ruler.
But
here.
while she's getting that ruler, this is the box. The box alone is worth keeping. Really pretty blue. And inside each one, they're all slightly different. They're still the same, probably the same amount of product.
Yep.
But just different kinds or different pieces of that product. And the biggest is
The largest one is 3 3/4 by 5.
okay.
Okay, so that's the biggest one. That's the scallop edge around there.
There's the glare there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay.
let's see what the smallest one is here. Okay, so that one is going to be just under 2 by just over 3.
Okay, so a little
2 by 3.
right around 2 by 3.
Yep.
Okay, are you ready to open up?
Ooh.
This is so cool.
We have been excited
Surprise
about this
buckets,
one. Yeah.
$49.99, and
Look at everything that you get.
This one,
You get about 30 sheets of paper in there. That's all here on the bottom.
and that alone is worth the $49.99.
Yeah, so just a nice assortment of paper down there. The tickets, assorted tickets, and each box has a different assortment of the tickets. Baubles and wishes. You get the flowers. I mean, look at all the flowers you get. So, so pretty.
And another box may not have the flowers.
Yeah, another box
just
may not.
depends
It
on
could be
what's
very
in
different.
there.
And you get, the countryside tag set. I mean, there's so many different things. Now, a lot of the boxes that we've seen do have a memory journal in it or a journal essential. So one
Or both.
Yes,
Like this one.
And look at that. I mean, and they coordinate. So I think that's just wonderful. Some collage papers. Is that right?
Yes.
So you get that. Rub-ons. Like I said,
Yes,
the tickets.
Jean, these are for sale. They are $49.99. They're called the 49 and Margaret Birthday Mystery Box, I believe, something like that.
So I mean, you get a cluster set.
Yeah, this is
And this
all.
one, this is just wonderful.
And you get the box. Look
Yes,
at the
you get-
beautiful box.
the 12 by 12 box. So
Each box
love
has
this
over
set of- I love
$200
this
in
set, too.
product.
and then this one has a collection pack. in
You know,
it
Peggy, you'll have to
from
put all
Spectrum
this back
Gardenia.
nicely.
I know it. And then the tickets. And then look at all the paper.
Can you turn that box inside out? I don't.
Oh,
I'm
that
not
box
sure,
gorgeous?
but it's beautiful on the inside.
But yeah, look at all the paper that you get.
Yeah, look
Right
at that.
there is worth
For
the cost.
$49.99.
And I'm just going to go through this real quick. So you get different lines.
So it is a birthday surprise. You don't know what you're going to get.
And everyone is going to be different. We don't know what you're going to get either.
We just pick the box, and that's the one you get.
Yeah. But oh my gosh, look at all the paper. How beautiful is that? And again, $49.99, and you get that everything that's in the box.
Okay, we have just 10 left. So if you're interested, don't wait too long.
Yes.
Look at her put that back just like a pro there.
You'd think, right? If memory serves, right? Oops, I stopped going. I did it wrong.
That's okay. We can come back and
go.
put that one together.
Yep.
But
So, yeah, that's a
yes,
gorgeous
so there you
box.
go. We have
Gorgeous,
10 of
gorgeous.
those left, so don't wait if you really truly want one.
Well,
And
don't hesitate.
they are just fun, a fun surprise. Okay, Jean just wanted to see the back of
That one.
that. So $25.99, and how many did you say?
Frames. 4 frames.
4 frames.
The biggest one was 3 3/4 by 5, and the smallest one is about 2 by 3.
Gail says 9 now.
9.
There were 10.
Thank you, Gail. Thank you, Gail.
Okay, so now we are back here at our table, and we're going to take a look, and we're going to get inside Peggy's brain here for a little bit.
I don't know if you want to.
And this intrigues me. She had a book laying here, and now I want her to let me
If
read
you've read
it.
the book, let me know what you think of it.
There's
I
a
just
reason
finished
that
it.
book
There
is
a reason.
there.
Yep, there is a
So,
reason.
Peggy, take it away.
Well, a little while ago, Kelly had asked me if I would be interested in doing a video to talk about my process of doing a layout, my thought processes as I do a layout. And I thought, well, yeah, I can do that. That would be fine. I don't know if you all want to really know about all my thought processes as I do a layout because it's kind of scattered in there, but we're going to try. And
Susan says Blue Sisters was great.
it was, yes, I loved it. If you're a Book of the Month fan, it was one of the choices for September, I believe. It's a good one. It's a good one. If you like literary fiction, it's a good one. But as I started thinking about what really is my process when I do a layout, I got to thinking about, well, how do I even start a layout? What do I do when I start a layout? And when I think about layouts, I think about there's 3 different ways that I come into my scrapbook room to do a layout, and I think, okay, today, or whatever, I have this, I have this, I have this. This is where I'm going to start. And so there's three different. I think there's three different design processes for me when I start. And I think, am I going to do a layout that is photo driven, story driven, or product driven? And it all depends on kind of where my mood is for the day and that sort of thing. So I brought examples of each. And if we go over to this first one over here, this is one that is photo driven. I had these photos of my two grandsons. And if anybody follows Allison Davis, a couple years ago, she did a layout like this, and I loved it. I scrap-lifted it. I thought it was wonderful, and I had these photos. So these photos drove the design of this layout. So that, is one way. And I think for most of us, when we start a layout, we are photo-driven because we are going to do a layout based on the photo that we pull. And so a photo-driven layout right there.
Okay.
And then if I look at this one, this is just a football layout. It's not quite done yet, but I wanted to bring it because this is one that is story driven. And I had a lot to say on this. Is, an article from a newspaper or a radio station that I wanted to put on the layout. And so there's going to be a lot of journaling on it. So that tells me that this is going to be story driven. And so the photos that I use on this layout are going to help tell the story too. But the story is going to be, the main focal point of
the story came first.
Yes, it's going to be the main focal point of the layout. So this is story driven.
So the photo came
driven.
first here. The story came
first here.
Okay.
And then the third kind of layout that I think about when I do something is a product-driven layout. And that's where this one started. And this one started with the page pieces from Simple Stories.
So you're inspired by a product.
Yes, exactly. So photo, story, product. And this was the starting point for this layout. And this is from the Acorn Lane line that was last year's fall line from Simple Stories. But I love what this title says. And one of the best things about using the Simple Stories page pieces, and I know I have extolled their virtues many, 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 many times, but I love the fact that you have a title. I don't have to think of a title anymore. I could just do it.
We've sold out of the boxes.
We've sold out of the boxes.
Okay,
guys,
the boxes
we've sold out of the boxes.
are sold out.
So Gail, good thing you got that one that left us at 9, but we are now sold out. But going back, the Simple Stories page pieces, you get a title, so you don't have to think about a title. And it's usually a nice big title, so it's going to fit whether you do a single page layout or a double page layout. And then you get all the different ephemera to go with it, so you can decorate your layout with it. And it also on the back will show you kind of a way to do a layout. One of the great things about Simple Stories, and I really believe this is part of why the company's name is Simple Stories, is because they want to simplify the layout process for you. They want you to be able to make really pretty layouts that look, really heavily involved, but they're not. They're simple to do, and this really helps.
And you get all that. How many pieces are in there?
Let's see.
Does
1,
it
2,
tell
3,
you?
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 13, 14. There's
Okay,
14 pieces in here.
pieces, and you get the big title, which, like Peggy was saying, just so easy. That's the focal point.
Right.
That's your title, and the rest are all just layering.
Yeah.
And that's what led to
This layout.
But tell us something about this. What did this have to do with it?
So anyhow, when I started thinking about the layout, the very first thing I did is I took these page pieces because I knew that this is what I wanted to use. And what I typically do when I decide what product I'm going to use is I'm going to dump the product. So even though it's not Wednesday, we're still dumping. But I will open that up, and then I'm going to lay everything out, and I want to see what the pieces are.
You want to turn that one around?
Yep. And I want to see what the pieces are, and actually I'm going to take it off of here. So I'm going to kind of lay everything out so I can see what it is and kind of get an idea of, you know, if I don't want to do what's on the back side of this, you know, for the design, and sometimes I will, sometimes I'll take from that. I think it's a great starting point, but I'll kind of look at this and then I'll decide, well, am I going to do a 1-page? Am I going to do a 2-page? What pieces do I want to use? Now, in this particular one, I didn't use this on the layout because I had everything going horizontally and this is a vertical thing. So I just kind of went with what I could use on a horizontal nature. So I kind of looked at that, and these birds I thought were great. You know, they can look toward the inside of a layout. The title, obviously, I was going to use. Hearts, I love hearts, so I'm going to use those for certain. I was going to use this butterfly because I really liked all the colors in it. Not so much about the moth. Put that one over there. And these flowers, eventually I'll probably use those too. And then I always like that they always include a journal box too, so you can journal on it. So it's there. Yep. So this is a piece I always keep, and then usually there's a phrase in there too. And I liked adding phrases to my layouts, so that is a piece that I keep as well. So I'm kind of laying this out, and I'm kind of laying out my paper. I chose. I went to the cider and donuts because the one, again, a great thing about Simple Stories is their lines have similar colors in them. So you can mix and match different lines. So if you maybe have, you know, the page pieces from Acorn Lane, but you don't have all the paper, or you have some of the paper from Cider and Donuts, but you don't, you know, have all the pieces that you want, but you know, you can mix and match, and I think that's really a great thing. And when I went to Cider and Donuts and I was looking at the papers, I really liked this one that said "Give Thanks." And what I liked about this is the cream and the brown in it, because it's a neutral. You can add color to it. And so I thought, yes, I want to use that. I really want to use this because it's got that neutral to it. You know, I'm looking at this side. I'm loving all these colors. So I'm going to draw from these colors to use on this side. Again, with all my page
Perfect.
pieces
So
too.
as Peggy is saying, this page right here was product driven.
Yep.
She found a product, Simple Stories, Acorn Lane, and page pieces,
Yep.
and also Cider and Donuts.
Yep.
Mixed and mashed them together.
Right,
Because she was inspired by this.
Yes. And my inspiration for how to lay everything out, I had laid, you know, the words out and things, and I got the bigs from the Cider and Donut line. And in the bigs, there's this great big pumpkin here that I absolutely loved, you know, that I used right here.
So it's kind of ephemera on steroids,
yes,
right?
It really is. And so here's my package that I had left over with some things in it. And I really like these acorns too. I thought those were kind of cool. So I'm going to build a little bit different here for today on here. But yeah, I mean, the bigs are wonderful because you get, you know, all these other pieces to it. So I'm going to kind of lay this out. My title is here. I kind of like the squirrel. He's kind of cute, you know. But I'm going to cover up the acorn there on that because I'm going to use these acorns down here on him. And what I wanted the title to go all the way across the page. So I wanted that title piece to be that 12 by 12 all the way across. And I kept laying it, you know, laying things on there. Just kind of thinking, well, maybe this looks good here, maybe that looks good there. I kind of like that up here. Maybe with, you know, a little bit of, let's go with a little bit of flower, you know, down here underneath with the bird. So I wanted this to come all the way across, so to be 12 by 12. And then I'm thinking, well, what am I going to do as far as like my photos? Where am I going to put my photos? If I have this here, where am I going to put photos? Where am I going to put journaling? And lo and behold, one night I'm laying in bed, I'm reading this book, and I put it away, I fall asleep, and I wake up like at 2 o'clock in the morning, and I think, oh my gosh, this is how my photos are going to be. I need to use these 4 photos. And so I'm thinking I'm going to put 4 photos over here. And they're going to be smaller photos, but still I'm putting 4 photos on a 12 by 12 layout, a single page layout. And I think that's pretty good. So I cut different colored photo mats on there, even though, the background on the picture, they're all, the same color. But I cut the 4 different photo mats.
I
that
see you
wanted to
matted
use.
them in a cream.
In a cream
first.
Uh-huh. Okay. And I do that a lot. I will put like an 1/8 inch white or cream mat on it. Depending on the background. If the background is really light and I might lose that cream edge, sometimes I'll put black or a darker color underneath it, but usually I'll put like an 1/8 of an inch. So if my photos are 3 by 4, I'm going to cut that thin mat to 3 1/8 by 4 1/8. So just an 1/8 inch bigger than what the photo is. All the way around.
It frames.
It just frames
the
it.
photos.
It just pops it up a little bit.
Point, yes.
And then I put the second mat on, and the second mat then is cut 1/4 of an inch larger than the first mat. So usually, when I do a photo mat on a photo, I will cut it 1/4 of an inch larger than the photo. So here, I've already pre-cut all these things, so you can see kind of how it goes together. And I use the different colors in the title. Again, Simple Stories makes this so easy to do because their cardstock matches the colors that their color vibe matches the colors that they use in their lines. So I have rust, I've got, I think, deep teal, avocado, and brown here. But then I have to figure out, okay, so what color is going to go with what, on the layout here. As far as like what color, is the brown going to go by avocado, or is the brown going to go by the indigo, or the deep teal? I just kind of lay it down until I decide, oh, well, kind of like, that order.
And
but
the thing about color vibe is it is polka dot, so you have that added little texture.
Yes.
But you can use it as a solid.
Yep. And it works. It works.
It does.
And then I always like to kind of tuck one underneath another. Here, so. And you know what? I may not like that because I don't know that I like the brown and the rust side by side, so I'll flip them around here a little bit. Bring that out. But yeah, when I woke up in the middle of the night and thought, oh my gosh, let's use those 4 photos, it was because I'd been reading that book. So you can draw inspiration on things from just about anywhere when it comes to doing a layout. And I decided on this one because I decided I wanted to use this polka dot background. I wanted to use the different colors on the mats because I wanted to kind of bring that out. I wanted to bring out the different colors in the word thankful. And I just thought, why not? I have these colors, so let's use it.
And if you like a Simple Stories line or other lines, when they first come in, we try to pick the color vibes or the cardstock that will go with that line. And so when you go in to do some online shopping, we've done the guesswork for you, and so you can see what colors we have picked out or Simple Stories has picked out for you.
Right.
So that's kind of nice to be able to do that if you can't actually come and physically look at the paper.
So, here I have that now. So I've got the start of my title. I have, my pieces laid out a little bit that I'm going to layer up. And I'm going to probably take foam adhesive and just to create layers on there too. Because if I lay this right on that piece, you're going to lose this piece underneath and it's just going to look really flat. But if I use a foam adhesive to bring up a dimension a little bit, you're going to see it a lot better, and it's a lot easier to then
helps with layering.
Yeah, it gives you that dimension. It gives you that that depth, and it just gives. I think it just gives the pieces some different life. Now another thing that I like to do when I am layering things. I love that there are hearts included in so many of the different page pieces. And then I also have a couple different heart punches at home that I use, because I use hearts a lot in my layouts. And the reason I do that is, I mean, obviously we know that hearts are kind of a symbol of love. I really want the people that I am scrapbooking about, especially when it comes to my family, to know that, you know, they truly are the most important things in my life, that I love them more than anything. And so the hearts are kind of my way of reflecting that in the layouts. So that's why you see hearts in my layouts a lot. And a lot of times I'm going to layer a heart. So I'm going to take a larger heart and I'm going to put a smaller heart maybe right by it to kind of layer it. So it kind of looks like that when I get it on the layout. And so I can maybe, you know, put it down here. It might be a little too dark to put by the acorns. I may want to, you know, tuck it. Maybe I'll tuck it, you know, right up here.
Peggy, how long have you been scrapbooking?
I started scrapbooking when my children were in 4th grade. And let me tell you, I went into scrapbooking kicking and screaming. I didn't have any interest in scrapbooking. I was too busy. I had two 9-year-olds at the time. They were active in a lot of activities. I didn't have time for scrapbooking. I didn't want to take the time for scrapbooking either. It was more than what I wanted to put on my plate. But a girlfriend of mine talked me into going to a scrapbook store with her, and all it did was, it just took me, you know, 2 seconds when I walked into the door. And that was actually like a year or two before Memory Bound opened, that I started. And so I really would like to say that walking into Memory Bound was my aha moment, that, oh, I have found what I needed. But when Memory Bound opened and I walked in here for the first time, I knew that I'd found the right place. I'd found the people that I needed to be around, and
You found your people.
I did. You know, I found what I needed to be creative in life. I found that I found color, and oh my gosh, color is just such a it's a driving force. Is that weird to say?
No, I totally agree.
It's
I love
kind of a
colors
driving
and
force.
how they
I do
work
too.
together.
I do too. It's just amazing what color will do. I just don't, I think maybe just one down there. The colors are too close together. But I just, gosh, you know, color just makes a whole world of difference. I don't want to live my life in black and white. And this really, I mean, moods, it's really interesting to see how colors harmonize, how colors lift your mood or can set a tone. And I feel very fortunate that I can, you know, work in a world that has so much color in it. And I know that sounds kind of weird. It sounds like I don't even know what that girl's talking about, but
I think true scrapbookers, crafters, quilters totally get that.
Totally. I do it. You know, I mean, color I love color. And I think you'll see that in my layouts, that I use a lot of color in my layouts. I use a lot of pattern. I use a lot of texture in my layouts. It took me a long time to kind of develop my style too. You know, you follow the trends and you follow, you know, what you see online and things like that. But I think, and really, I mean, I started in 1999. So I've been doing this for what, 25 years? Is that right? If I do the math right? So I've been doing it for about 25 years. And I think just within the last maybe 2 or 3 years, I have finally figured out what my true style is. And I think you guys see that, you know, when I do videos and things. I think when you see a layout that I do, that when you see it, you say, oh, she did that one. Because I think there's a distinctive style to it.
And I think that's true of all the staff and customers of Memory Bound. You can look at a project and you can pretty much guess who did that.
Right, exactly.
And I love that.
You know, and I think one of my style or, you know, signature elements on a layout is that I use, like 1/4-inch strips of paper, and I frame a lot of my layouts. And I think for me, this was actually part of developing that style. Finding my style was, being able to kind of frame this up. Sometimes that 12 by 12 was just a little bit more than what, bigger than what my pictures, allowed or warranted. And I had to figure out a way to kind of warm it up and kind of tighten it up a little bit. And by framing things in like this, that was my solution to that. It was a way to kind of do that. And so when I did this layout, I wanted to use this beautiful plaid. I mean, it's got all the different colors. I wanted to pull the neutrals and the dots together, and so I used this plaid, and I loved it.
And this is cider and donuts.
Yeah, this is
correct?
cider and donuts. Yep, all of our pattern paper today is cider and donuts. But look at all the beautiful colors in that. And I also knew that I needed to
That
have...
one is called Thankful Hearts.
I needed to have a lot of different color in the pattern paper that I was using, because I knew that my photos, they too were going to have a lot of color in them. And so I needed to be able to have a lot of color, but have it in there kind of subtly. So the smaller pieces with the plaid, you don't see as much of the dot, but I needed to have those little bits of color in there to make sure that my photos were going to all harmonize, because my photos were going to be all different. And so then, I could have left it at this, but I decided I needed to have something to define the plaid from the dot. And so I just took some of the blush and I just created, the frame to go around
Just a
that.
little neutral.
And this is an 1/8 inch strip that I used, to go around. And
this
that
is-
just kind of
this is
helped
what she
define
did
it
on
a
this
little bit
page.
more. So, is it tedious? Sometimes yes, but that's okay, because I always say that I am a glutton for tedious tasks, and I don't mind that. It's part of the detail that I like to include in my layouts. Now, do I do layouts really fast? Is this going to take me a half an hour to do? No, it's going to take me, an afternoon to do if I
But
wanted
this
to.
neutral, that little band of neutral, gives a
Yep.
place for your eyes to rest a little bit.
Yes,
with all the
exactly,
patterns.
Exactly. And so it just kind of helps separate, one of the patterns from the other. Gives you just a little bit of
A little buffer,
a little buffer in there.
kind of like what a mat does.
Yeah, and kind of helps highlight, that plaid. So, there that is. Now, I know people have asked, how do you cut, those so thin? And let me tell you, there is no science to it. This is what I use. I use and this is probably one of the first trimmers I ever bought. I think I've got like 6 trimmers at home, but this is one of the first ones that I ever bought. And
Notice how she says that kind of behind the trimmer to admit that.
Don't say that out loud.
You own it, right?
I own it. I own it. And so when I go to cut, let's see, I don't think I have anything else. So when I go to cut like an 1/8 inch, I know on this trimmer that this is my cutting line right here. And if I line things up on this edge of the yellow, that's going to be 1/8 of an inch. So I'm going to line that up. I don't even have to think about it. I've done it so many times. So there's my 1/8 of an inch. And that's how I get that nice straight line in there. And so then if I want 1/4 of an inch, I just go to this next line and line things up and cut. It's just so easy. And that's, if you find a cutter that you like and one that you're comfortable with and you know where your markings are at, you're going to be able to cut these lines. You'll be able to do it. And that's how I do it. And let me tell you, I have so many pieces of 1/4 inch and 1/8 inch strips laying in my scrapbook room. I've lost count because I use them on almost every layout. You'll see that you see it, on this one I've got the 1/4 inch strip, in black going around because I wanted to frame that in. That's just part of what I do. That's part of my style and what
Just
what
defines
finishes
the
off a
space.
layout for me.
Yes.
And kind of cozies things up. So then, so here we are. We have this much on our layout, and I could leave it at this. This would be a great layout. I wanted to put a little bit of figure out where to put journaling at too. I guess the squirrel can come up a little bit here, so he can sit on top of the journal box, or my journal box can come down. And I can use an acorn down there too. And then you just print on your journal box and you kind of tuck that in somewhere. And another thing about when I do layouts, I always want to figure out a spot to put my journaling. I think it's really important, even if my layout is not story driven, that I have something about it, because 10 years from now, I may not remember, oh yeah, those pictures were taken 10 years ago, or 50 years from now when maybe my grandkids are looking at, or their kids are looking at the layouts and they want to know who the people are. They aren't going to know, my great grandkids probably won't know what I look like when I was, in my 50s. So I want them to know. So I want those names on there. And it also gives me an opportunity to again reiterate just how meaningful those people are in my life. And you'll see that when I do layouts a lot, I don't always do event layouts. Like this is not an event layout. This is just a moment layout. With the little boys and the superheroes, those are moment layouts too. Those aren't like birthday parties. I do birthday parties, I do Christmas, but you're going to see more of my layouts as moment layouts, what I refer to as moment layouts. So not necessarily a specific event, but this is a conglomeration of, photos. This picture was taken in February when we got our dog. This one was taken in May when my kids turned 34. You can see the 3 and the 4 in the candles. 34. So they had their birthday in May. This was the first day of school in August for the grandsons, and this is my daughter and son-in-law when they were on a trip in Europe this spring. So the pictures were all from different times, different moments, and so that's why I refer to it as a moment layout, because I wanted to make sure that they were all included in there, and that I'm thankful for every day, and the true blessings that they are. So that was kind of where that came from, and why I chose those photos, and why I used this type of thing on the layout. Now the other thing that I like to do when I create a layout, and I think about this as well, is when we talk about design, a lot of times we talk about a visual triangle. And a visual triangle doesn't necessarily mean a literal triangle. Do you agree with that, Maggie, when you talk about a visual triangle on a design?
Kind of like when they are building a house and they put your refrigerator and your oven and your sink, I think, in a triangle.
Yeah.
So that
to make it
same
efficient.
principle, yes.
Yeah, and like I said, it doesn't necessarily have to be a literal triangle, but it has to be 3 points. It's got to be 3 points. So when I'm thinking about, creating, something on a layout, I'm thinking about 3 different points of interest. So this is one, and this area down here is one for me. Am I going to include things other places? Yes. But for the most part, these are going to be, where my true points of interest are going to be. So I think, that it's asymmetrical. I think when I'm thinking about my groupings, in that visual triangle, I'm also thinking about small, medium, and large. I want a larger grouping, I want a medium grouping, I want a smaller grouping. So here's my large one, my medium one, my smaller one. And then I still want the same kinds of pieces in each of those. So in my large grouping, I want a large, a medium, and small piece in that grouping with a little bit of fine detail. Same thing with my medium grouping. I want, to scale, a larger piece, a medium piece, a smaller piece. A large, a medium, a small piece in that smaller one. I don't want large, all over, because that's going to be overwhelming. But I do want 3 areas, and I want to have the 3 pieces in each of each of those groupings. Does that make sense?
Yes. Odd numbers
Okay.
also.
Yes, and odd numbers. I think you need to have that. And so a lot of times then when I think about, what my next pieces are going to be, I will die cut like an assortment of mini pieces too. And these pieces actually came from this die, which we got in about a month or so ago, and it sold out like almost immediately, but we do have more coming. And this is a great one for spellbinders. I know it looks like it's a Halloween one, but gosh, it's fall. It's got the pumpkin, it's got the flowers, it's got the leaves. I love the flowers. You get so many of those. This is one of my favorites. I really like this die.
That's where you got those little flowers.
That's where I got the little flowers from. And so I die cut the little flowers, and I use those in the blush as well. And on my layout, I just would include these.
Okay, so I can see one over
So
here
there's
with
one
hearts.
here. There's one up here. Add a little detail there. I tucked one in right over here. One down here with the little hearts there. So I mean,
All the little tiny
Yeah.
details.
all the details, and I think those also bring a little bit of interest into. And you can see as I do a layout, I'm not sticking anything down yet. I'm laying it all out and seeing where I want things at and that sort of thing.
Those little flowers have little cuts
Yes.
in them, so they're very detailed.
Yep.
The leaves have the little veins
Yep.
for as tiny as they are, but look at how
Yeah,
she's
And you
put
just kinda
that
tuck
together.
those in there. Just kind of tuck those in there. Spellbinders does a really nice job, I think, with their dies in that manner, where they give those little details in there. And so, I'll just lay things out like that as I go around and tuck a few things in here and there too, as I go. And that's another thing about it. If I'm able to layer things, it's easier for me to tuck things in. So like if this is up a little bit because of the foam adhesive, I can tuck that little flower in there. And that's one thing that I do. I look for places that I can tuck little details. So, like on this acorn with the heart, I can put another little flower on there too if I don't want to layer the hearts together. I can put a little flower on that, and then if I had a little gem, I'd put that like in the middle of the flower, or a nouveau drop or something like that would go on that. You could put a little flower, in the middle of this too.
And
Right there and
Peggy
there.
is showing all the thought processes and the things that she does to add detail to her layouts. But the same principles that she's talking about can be used in your card making
Oh
also.
gosh, yes.
And your other projects.
Yep.
So even if
Absolutely.
you are not a scrapbooker, a lot of these tips will
Yeah.
be helpful when you are making cards also.
Yeah, because when you're making cards, you typically will have some type of a grouping on your card, whether it's something that you're coloring, an image that you've stamped and colored in, with some verbiage or something like that. You're going to have some type of little grouping on that card, and when you do that, again, you can relate that small, medium, and large piece to it that you need to include, for that visual interest, as well as the fine detail. When you add your little gems or nouveau drops or sequins or anything like that, it's all right in there. It's all a part of that. So I think it's the little details are the things that really bump things up a little bit. I think, and even if you use paint or you want to splatter something, or you put some glitter on there, or anything that sparkles, I think any of those little things just kind of help bump your project up, to the next level as well. So and like I said, it's taken me a long time to figure out what my style is. A lot of time, and I will scrap lift things. If I see something that I really like, I will scrap lift it. You'll see that from time to time. Sometimes that allows me not to think about a layout that I wanted to get done. Other times, I go back to my tried and true. I'm going to take a 10 by 10 square. I'm going to cut, a 1/4 inch frame to go around it. And then I'm going to bring things across. And like this formula for this layout right now will work for so many different things. Any kind of page piece that you have, you can, stretch that across a layout. You don't have to use 4 photos on here either. You can use, 2 4x6s if you, you can put them, pretend these are 4x6s and you have one above and one below. That's going to look good. You can put like a 5x7 up here, and then you can use, make this more of a story-driven layout, and have your journaling down below here. So it will, depending on what product you have or what you're doing. I can change the look of this layout with the same things, just by shifting some things around, and depending on. Oops. Take the center one, put that on top. But depending on how I want, right there, change that look around quite a bit. But I still have a lot of those same elements going all the way across. So, and then pop that up. So again, sometimes when I figured out how to frame things in, I'm bringing that a little bit tighter, and that seems to help me a lot when I do a layout, to kind of cozy things in. And I think that's kind of what I think about, is like I like to cozy things in, and that's what that framing allows me to do. So that's why you see that a lot on my layouts.
Perfect.
Do we have any questions or anything like that?
Not at the moment.
Okay, yeah.
It was very fun to watch that.
But yeah, figure out, sometimes my brain just kind of flows from one thing to another. Sometimes my layout's going to start in one direction and end up in a completely different direction. And sometimes, it's start to finish is what I have in my head. But typically when I do a layout, and I think a lot of us will do this too, when we think about a layout or a card, the idea that we start with morphs into something else as we get it done.
Yes,
and
that's the creative process.
It is, and I think that's really a fun thing about it. But again, here we are with this layout. We started with this, and we can end with this in the same pieces, doing the same different things.
So you've got a lot of hearts. People have loved hearing your brain talk, and it just gives you ideas.
And if you haven't, looked at the cider and donuts for your fall layouts, do so. They've got some great things, from their chipboard pieces. I think, the pumpkins and the banners, the florals are great. Another area that I take inspiration from, I showed this just a little bit ago, on this paper, from the florals. Here, when I pick out the colors that I use, I think when you look at a paper line, if they have a floral paper in that line, kind of look at, the gathering of the groupings. And sometimes that'll help help you figure out your clusters on your page too. So,
okay, well, thank you so much, Peggy. This has been. Question. Do you use Walmart for your photos?
Absolutely.
Okay.
I do not have a photo printer at home. I have a Walmart that's about 15 minutes from my house, and that's the one that I use all the time.
Okay.
I usually use the 1 hour. So.
Okay, well, thank you, Peggy. This has been very inspirational. And thank you so much, and hope you enjoyed this.
Thank you for hanging out with us today.
Yes.
I appreciate that a lot.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.